Hello and welcome to the inventRight.com show. Today I have a very special guest for you, Dana Knoll. She's an inventRight student and she licensed a bathroom product. What did you license, Dana?
I licensed a shower caddy.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So you licensed it to a pretty big company and it's going to be at the Houseware show in March. Excellent. And so a shower caddy, that sounds like fun.
It is. No, it's not really.
It's not fun?
It's a shower caddy. It solves a problem. It solves the problem of the shower curtain blow-in. Everybody knows the shower curtain blow-in.
Oh, okay. So not only does it hold your what does it hold?
It holds your stuff.
Your stuff, your shampoo, your brushes, your
razors, razor blades, shaving cream.
Okay, and she licensed it to a company, and so congratulations.
Thank you.
And so it's going to be at the Houseware show in the Grand Fusion booth. So if you're going to the Houseware show, make sure to check it out. So so you've licensed this product. We guided you along. What do you do for a living besides inventing?
Inventing. I own a company called Dana's Tuxedo, so we rent tuxedos.
So, are you pretty busy?
I'm very busy, especially in the springtime and summertime with prom and weddings. So it's definitely a part.
When did you find the time to do this? So you're an inventRight student. How did you find the time? How much time did you find you needed in order to license a product?
Well, at first when I found Stephen's book, One Simple Idea, I spent time reading it. I listened to it in audio when I was driving so I could get educated. And then as I started learning more about the licensing, how to license an idea, I started to work on things about an hour a night. I would section off an hour every night around between 9 and 10 o'clock. I'd turn off the TV and just work on that.
So would you say it's more like running a marathon than a sprint? And it's an hour a night, so did you do about 5 hours a week or so?
Something like that. Every once in a while on a Saturday I'd spend quite a few more hours doing it. But I think once I started getting on a roll and really got into it, an hour would turn into 2 hours or 3 hours.
Was it incredibly painful or did you enjoy it? Or both? Be honest.
It was. Some parts of it were great. I loved the searching out new products and to see if my product was out there. I loved trying to find new companies. That was great. Of course, when we talk about the phone call part, that might have been the painful part.
You had mentioned that you used this term because we're hanging out downstairs. We're here at my home office. And you said, I got really pissed off one day, and then I just started making calls. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, well, I did everything like the inventRight program teaches us to do, doing the research, making sure that the product was, something that was needed, making the list of all the companies. And I had that all done, and I just started I needed to make those phone calls, and I just kept putting it off. I kept making excuses. And one day, I just got pissed. I got mad at myself for being such a wuss. And it's like, what are you scared of, And I just got mad enough and I picked up the phone and I just started calling those people. And I found out, what, they're pretty cool. They're just like me and you,
And she got so good at, another part of the story she was telling me is her coach recommended, she said, can you call this other student that's having a hard time making the phone calls? And she did. And then that person started making calls because she told this person her story. And they were like, well, geez, she had a hard time and now she's doing it. And then he started making calls too. I thought that was really cool. I didn't know that until like an hour ago.
What I did was I recorded myself calling someone, and then I called that other student and said, hey, just listen to this. And, he listened to it and it wasn't like that scary. He said, you sound really professional. I'm like, no, I really don't know what I'm doing. Yeah.
But you just did it.
I just did it. Just did it. I got a lot of no's, and it almost became a game to me. Like, how many no's can I get today? And I begged for them even sometimes.
So this shower caddy, are you like begged for it? I love that. So are you just totally passionate about the shower caddy? Like, is it your baby, or you just always really liked it? Like, true feelings, like not now, but before and now. How do you feel about the whole thing? Honest.
Yeah, it's my baby. It is. Kind of,
Okay,
sort of.
good.
You know what I mean? But I mean, in my heart, yeah, it's my baby. It's the first one. I signed the licensing deal, so it's the first one. So it'll probably be the one that I'll talk about the most. But I still have that, you know, realistically that it may never have been licensed. But I knew it was a good idea. That's the thing. Because everybody, not everybody, but I suffered with that shower curtain
She knows
blow
not
in.
to say everybody. We train
Not
you
everybody,
to-
but
don't say everybody for anything, but
I've
a lot of people.
suffered with that shower curtain blow-in forever. You know what's so great is they literally say, like, sometimes you'll come up with ideas while you're in the shower. Literally, I came up with the idea when I was in the shower.
And the John,
Yeah.
too. You're going to come
And
up with a
the
toilet
John,
related?
no,
Well,
no,
you're sitting,
no.
but I know you're sitting on the John. You looked at the shower and you thought of this. You were in the shower. Oh, okay.
I was actually in the shower.
I'm just trying to embarrass
And I
you.
said, the shower curtain keeps blowing in, and my brain, just the way it works, you know, they say people who invent, like, it's a blessing, it's a curse. My brain, it never stops.
That's like a side benefit. It holds all your shampoo, all your stuff, but prevents the shower curtain blowing, too.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Cool, cool. So you got this tuxedo business. You're very, very busy, but you still found. I always tell our students, if you can have 4 to 6 hours a week, that's enough. Do you think that's enough?
Yeah,
Is that
I
realistic?
do. You know, I think I spent more time when I first started because I was learning. Now it's literally I was doing something the other day, and I think I was in the grocery store, and I did a follow-up email while I was standing in line on my phone.
I love it.
Yeah.
So tell me if this is accurate too. I tell our students, because when they're struggling on the first product, second product 2 to 10 times easier because everything is familiar. You're working on other products now.
Yeah.
Is it becoming easier?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, the phone calls are a lot easier. The way I talk to people is a lot easier. I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I actually do know what I'm talking about. I'm here in Las Vegas. I just attended the sports licensing and tailgate show to get some information. I wasn't pitching a product. I have 5 products in the sports licensing area, or the sports novelty. Yeah. And I wasn't pitching any of my ideas. I was just looking for companies that possibly may be open to outside product submissions. So
You're talking about walking the show. You sounded very comfortable.
I'm very comfortable because I know what I'm talking about.
You know what
And if I don't know what I'm talking about, I fake it really good.
There you go.
I do know. Because the more you do it, it's just like anything. The more you do it, the more comfortable you get.
Another thing that I want to talk about this is that, your licensee, who we happen to know, talked about how this particular product was really easy to launch because it was a cut and sew product.
No,
so
totally.
it didn't require an injection mold or anything. So products can be just sewn and throw together without an injection mold is great. Now that doesn't mean all your products need to be cut and sew products, but in this case, they had mentioned that was a little bit easier. They liked that.
They liked it a lot.
Bonus for them.
They liked it a lot, and they also liked when we were in negotiations in the beginning. They really liked the fact that the design of the product was what was patentable, not so much the utility of the product. That was a selling point on that because it was the design of the shower caddy that makes it work. So that is what is patentable about it.
Well, let's talk. I wanted to. I don't know if you want to talk about this, but another thing is she realized they were kind of interviewing her at some point, and they actually said it point blank. They were screening to see if she was a wacky inventor. Like, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, the first phone call. Well, I sent him an email. I actually met this company at the Chicago show last year in March, and I followed up with them in April I think it was on a Tuesday. I sent them out the email with the sell sheet. Friday, they called me up and said, "Hey, we like this product. Let's talk a little bit more." Set up an appointment. We talked to them. The first phone call was. I just thought, and they're asking me it wasn't weird questions, like anything that was.
But you're like, this isn't about the product.
No, they weren't. They were asking me kind of more personal. I can't even remember what they were asking me, but I remember thinking, that's sort of a weird question.
They were trying to figure out what your vibe was.
Yeah.
Like, are you the wacky inventor, or are you somebody that's easy enough to work with?
And I think they asked me about my goals and my expectations, and then so after that conversation was over, they the person I was talking to said, I want you to talk to my partner. And so the following week we had another conversation with the other partner, and he said I passed.
They literally told her that.
Literally, they said
most companies won't say that.
No, they said you passed the test, and I was like, can I say what they said?
Huh?
Can I say what they said?
No, no, I
Okay.
wouldn't because we did mention at the beginning
Okay.
who the company is.
Okay.
But
It was funny. It was funny.
Yeah,
But,
they wanted to make sure that she was easy enough to work
Yeah.
with, that she wasn't going to be calling them every day, emailing them every day.
Yeah.
And she talked about how she doesn't do that. She does check in, she does ask questions, but at the same time, they wanted your opinion on the packaging. They wanted your
did.
opinion on things.
They did.
And that's the kind of relationship that they wanted, which is great.
They did. When they got the first, I sent them a prototype. They sent the prototype to their manufacturer in China. When they got the first prototype back, they contacted me and said, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And we talked about, no, this isn't right. This needs to be, longer, shorter, wider, whatever.
Yeah.
And what they threw some things in there too. I think that sometimes I was really worried that, okay, so I send a company an idea, right? And this is my idea, but then this company adds something to it or takes something away from it or tweaks it a little bit.
Everybody's worried about
Am
that.
I still going to own that? But yeah, I do.
Oh, you didn't care that they changed as long as they paid you.
Well, yeah, I don't care.
But some people don't want to change it.
No,
Like, oh, that's mine. That's my
you
baby.
know
Don't
what?
change
No,
it.
if you can make it better, go for it. As long as I still own those changes.
Right.
And of course,
they're a good company.
They're a good company. Yeah,
But
I was very lucky.
Those are the concerns that people have.
It was scary, but I don't think I was open-minded enough to know that I have to be. I have to bend a little bit, you know, and I have to also know that I don't. Even though it's my product, I made it. I know it the best.
Yeah.
But other people can bring something to the table.
Right.
And so they did, and it's good.
I wanted to talk about something else. So you have your own tuxedo shop. You're very good at what you do there.
Yeah, I am.
And now you've licensed the product. You got a great hubby.
Yeah,
you're telling me.
Yeah, he's great. He's great.
Everything is going great. Has everything always been great for you?
No.
No, everything's always okay.
No. We talked a little bit about. I said. I struggled a lot when I was younger. I don't have any high school education. I'm a high school dropout. I kind of went down we'll just say the other side of the tracks for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm a recovering alcoholic and drug addict, and 21 years clean and sober.
Nice.
But I always said I think what held me back is that I don't have an education. I always think everybody's smarter than me and more successful than me. And I sat on the bar stool a long time, saying someday, somehow, maybe one day I'll do it. And I was homeless in 1997. I was living in a women's shelter, and I think that's when I really decided I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something with all these dreams, all these ideas I have. And we did talk about, that I want to mention, my rite to passage is, I had an idea and I contacted one of those invention submission companies, and I paid them $700 and I got a really nice book. And I got a nice book with a lot of nice pictures. It got me nothing. Okay. And I beat myself up for that. And I went, some other roads that I went down, just constantly calling companies and trying to get ideas out there and calling bigger companies, just not knowing what I was doing. I was just, I was running around in circles.
Good. You were doing that even before you contacted us.
Yeah.
So you were going in circles, but at least you were reaching out. So you're not afraid anymore. And then if you ever were, I don't know if you're afraid, but you're not maybe going down the right path. But you got guts.
I'm scared right now. My gosh, I want, this is cool though, but I'm not going to let fear stop me. That's one thing that I said, for so many people let fear stop them in their tracks. And I always say, what's the worst that can happen? What's the worst that can happen? What, they say no?
But you had mentioned that, you mentor other people in the program, not the inventRight program.
In the recovery world.
In the recovery world.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so you'd mentioned that the 10 steps for the inventRight system wasn't that different than the 12 steps for. And I thought that was so cool. Well, There's a reason why we didn't do the 12 steps, because we didn't want to tread on that. We made it 10, not 12. But
recovery for the inventor. No.
But what that meant to me was you weren't taking action wasn't foreign to you.
No.
So that and so when you made it a little bit easier on us, to be honest, because you had taken action in other parts of your life. You executed and you got rid of the dysfunction. in those other areas of your life. And most inventors are dysfunctional to a certain extent with bringing their products to market.
Right.
And so you'd already experienced success in another area with a STEP program.
Right.
And
right.
with guidance, with
Right.
a coach, with a mentor.
Right.
And then you experience with
And
inventRight. I've never heard anybody say that to me before. It's really cool.
I'm so grateful that I was homeless in a woman's shelter and that I had gone through all of that I went through, because when I found inventRight, this is nothing.
Yeah.
Like, I look back and say, I've done some scary stuff in my life. This is not scary.
That's so cool that you're helping people put it in perspective.
Yeah.
Because what you went through is so much more courageous than what you did in inventRight. You know, and they're both incredible. But
and I think it's all too. When I talk to other, you know, I'm also the past president of the Inventors Group of the Inventors Network of the Capital Area. I'm the lifetime long treasurer for that group now. I did not know.
And you're really passionate about helping out with that too.
I am. Well, and you know, I just want to, you know, we all have so many good ideas, and I think that I just want to get out there and tell people that it can be done. You know, it can be done, and I'm so glad that I found the inventRight program. I read the book, Stephen's book, 3 times before it finally sunk in and said, oh man, maybe that guy knows what he's talking about. And I followed it, and you know, the steps are in place for a reason. You do step 1, you do step 2, you do step 3, and even when I wanted to quit so many times, and there's so many times I'd say, what am I doing, man? This is just.
But again, you made it easy for us. You've been through something so much harder, and you wanted to quit a lot of times. I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
But there was somebody there helping you. Could you have done the recovery process without somebody helping?
No, absolutely not.
And I don't want to make the comparison because it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
But we found that's critical.
Yeah.
With when you need help, you need somebody to coach you. You need somebody to guide you.
And I love the way that your coaches all the coaches have been where we're at. And so I was able, because of being through the 12 steps, because of having a sponsor in recovery and having and now sponsoring people. Yeah. It's kind of like, just take my hand and let me help you. Yeah. And we'll do it together. You're not doing it alone.
And when she sponsors like 5 different women. And when she talked about it, the passion she has for it is very familiar to myself. You know, the rush that you get from helping somebody go from here to here to here. It's amazing. And again, there's no comparison. What you're doing is much more amazing. But I love the correlation.
Well, I know that like when I see somebody in recovery come kind of from the gates of hell and then get their life together, and you look at it, that's kind of like got to be the same feeling when you see somebody come in and then you finally see them sign a licensing deal, and it's like, wow, we all get to celebrate.
It's what they always wanted to do. Yeah. It's what they always wanted to do, you know, and it's a rush. It says Stephen and myself and all our coaches are addicted to it.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't want to be addicted to anything, but I'm getting addicted to it.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
No. But I am kind of I'm a little obsessed with licensing now. I mean, the thing is about it now is there's no going back.
Well, okay, so that was my last question for you. Where do we go from here?
Oh, where do we go from here?
Start working on multiple projects at the same time?
Yeah, definitely. And you know, one of the things you mentioned about when I contact my company now, that the company that licensed the shower caddy, I'm contacting them like every 15 days or 20 days because I'm so busy with my product that I'm working on now, and that is so important. And I remember you saying, when you get to a certain point, start working on your next product, because it occupies your mind. Right. Yeah, and not only that product, then I have, because now I'm just doing follow-ups on the second product. Now I'm on to the third product that hopefully maybe the person I met at the sports and licensing and tailgate show will pick that product up. I don't know.
Well, I'm so glad you were visiting Vegas here, where I live right next to Vegas and Henderson. And
thank you for inviting me to your wonderful studio. It's awesome.
Studio. It's my home office.
It's an office.
I won't turn the camera around.
It's a room.
Yeah, studio. So how many are you working on now? 2? 3. 3. Okay, beautiful. I love that. That's great. That's great. Yeah. All right. So thank you, Dana. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for it's going to mean a lot to our audience what you shared. And,
I hope so.
And take care. Keep inventing, everybody. We'll catch up with you next time. See ya. Bye.
Hi, this is Stephen Key, and I just want to thank you for watching inventRight TV. We're here to save you time, save you money, and show you how you can bring your products to market through licensing. So please subscribe down below, click on the button, and tell your friends. Thank you.